I'm Anna Beastie. I manage the family farm with my sister. We're an organic arable farm on the North Norfolk coast. In early 2020, we had had continuous rainfall for about 3-4 months. And in one particular field where the carrots had been harvested, it was just bare soil. It had then been ploughed, and the field just could not hold any more moisture in the ground. The water just continued its momentum down the slope, cutting really big ravines into the soil and washing all the topsoil off into a neighbouring cottage, and then pushing itself out onto the roads and flooding down into the village. And it was really that event that caused us to really need to change the way that we farmed.
Today we're in Norfolk at Wendling Beck. We're doing the second out of 5 Royal Countryside Fund workshops, which is a series that we've called Working with Water. We're running them in partnership with Norfolk FWAG, and they are supported by the People's Postcode Lottery. One of the main drivers for these workshops is that we want to support these farmers to manage water better on their farm so that they can improve the resilience of their farm business.
Farmers enjoy getting together and to be able to talk about things. So getting them together today means that we've had the opportunity to bring together some specialists. So we've brought together people from the Water Resources East organisation. We've also brought together people from the University of East Anglia who've been able to talk about the research they've been doing about nature-based solutions. Today was an opportunity for them to see what are the nature-based solutions and then to see how it might work on their farm.
Expertise and advice from the likes of the Norfolk Farming and Wildlife Advisory Group is so important before you go into these schemes. I think it's really important that people can get together and see the improvements they can make and the benefits for it.
It was useful to see what's happening on a much bigger scale at Wendling Beck, and also just to meet like-minded people who want to see what's happening and what you need to do now to diversify.
This year has been one of the driest years, the lowest rainfalls since I started farming in 1999, and it's been really, really difficult.
It's about finding measures that would work in an existing commercial system that is beneficial to the environment.
Hi, my name's Evan Burdett. I'm a farm conservation advisor from the Norfolk Farming and Wildlife Advisory Group. Today we've been restoring 2 ghost ponds which have been filled in sometime between the 1940s and the 1980s.
We are standing in what we would call a ghost pond, and it was buried over and levelled over with soil so that more land could be farmed, but the pond still lives underneath. So we can see these ghost ponds almost as like time capsules. They preserve seeds for centuries, maybe even millennia.
There's a number of benefits to resurrecting ghost ponds. Partly that's about bringing water back to the land. So when we've had very dry periods, then we've got water constantly in the landscape throughout the year. It's also a haven for wildlife. So we get terrestrial species coming in, mammals, birds coming in to feed, but also we've got the insects around there. So we've got pollinators for the crops, and also different species of insect that can act as predators, helping the crops as well. So great for farmers.
Today's workshop has been really interesting to sort of understand what you will expect to see as you go through, how you would go about prospecting to find the pond. Key is really seeing what other people are doing, and that's sort of building a shared knowledge base.
The flooding in 2020 took us into us needing to make a longer term plan for how we could farm differently and wanting to farm in a more regenerative way. So we worked with Norfolk FWAG to develop a mid-tier countryside stewardship scheme. All of those measures were put in and they have been really effective.
The focus of our environmental programmes is productive farming in harmony with nature, and we're hoping that these workshops will help farmers to achieve that.
In my lifetime, there's been a complete reversal of the post-war requirement to produce food into managing land in a more holistic way that serves both producing food and looking after the environment. And as a farmer, I think we've got to shout about that a lot.
For a very small area, a pond is probably the best single thing you can ever do, especially in farmland.
I think it's a lesson to us all as farmers to think about how we manage our soils and think about the organic matter in those soils and retaining water. And it's a really difficult thing to do, and it's all about long-term management. It's what we need to do. We're custodians of the landscape.